To the Union Titans. Oh, by the way, Bill, Union, the number one team in the state.
Yeah, that's what you would call a good loss.
That's a good loss right there. Austin Pett's a 5'7" senior. Justin Purcell, a 6'2" senior. Seaver Southard, a 6'3" senior. Noah Foreman, a 6'3" sophomore. And Bobby Martin, a 6'3" junior. Talking about Seaver Southard, the last of three brothers. It's kind of like here at Jackson, you have the Kingmas and the Todds that went through. And I always go back to what Len Bone said several years ago after John Brockman. He said, when John played for us, I was a really good coach.
Exactly. Yeah, they have had a lot of talent, but I have to say I've been really impressed with both of these coaches. These are two of the top coaches in the county for sure, and Steve Johnson and Brian Hunter, and they've had significant ongoing successes in both of these programs.
Elsewhere tonight, Monroe at Lake Stevens, Kamiak is at Mariner, Linwood playing at Shorecrest tonight, Cascade at Mount Vernon, Mount Lake Terrace at Edmonds Woodway, Oak Harbor's playing at Marysville Getchell, Everett is at Meadowdale. Tonight we're at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. Stay with us. Coming up next, live play-by-play as the Jackson Timberwolves take on the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3. For Bill Kusler, I'm Tom Lafferty, and that'll do it for this edition of the Wesco Tonight.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with
Remember the heat last spring and summer? GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric can add AC to most existing furnaces, and typically with a one-day install. From repairing electric or HVAC problems to installations, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric is your Snohomish and North King County premier Lennox dealer. Contact GNS now for a free estimate and mention this ad to receive up to $1,700 in cash rebates when you purchase a Lennox air conditioning system. So why wait? 425-341-0759 or visit gsheating.com. Want the best? Call GNS.
Jackson High School Gymnasium for this Wesco 4A boys basketball matchup between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Jackson Timberwolves. With Bill Kusler, I'm Tom Lafferty. Our statistician is Buddy Patrick, also director of social media and audio graphics. Brandon Hamilton is our radio network producer. Todd Elvig got the controls for our video simulcast on STSPN.com. Tonight's opening tip-off brought to you by Altitude Trampoline Park. Still haven't been to Altitude Trampoline in Marysville? Here's a reason why you should. Performance Trampolines. Modified Olympic trampolines allowing for higher jumping and interacting with the wall. To book a party, go to AltitudeMarysville.com, and you have to push Bill Kusler out of the way in order to get onto the trampolines out there at Altitude Trampoline Park. Here we go, ball's in the air, and we are underway. Jackson and Glacier Peak, 3.2 miles between the two schools, not the closest. George, who's the game manager, we looked it up. Mariner is actually 2.2 miles from here at the Jackson High School, but very close, and we're already going to have an offensive foul. Parker Manalo looks up and he says, what? And it is what? And it is his first team.
They're going to call a clear out with the forearm on his spin move, and that kind of shows us that they're going to be calling it pretty closely here tonight.
And Steve Johnson's up talking with Bill C., one of the referees, and saying he didn't like the call, but as long as you call it both ways, he'll be happy. So now Glacier Peak, their first attack with the basketball. Seaver Southern goes down to the baseline, kicks it out to the right side, and then back out for a fake on the foul line jumper there. Back out on top to Petz. Petz has it back again, gets it from Martin. Martin gets it back. Bobby Martin now over to the right-hand corner. They put up a shot. That's going to be Noah Foreman. He's going to miss it. Cleared out by Jackson. We're about 45 seconds into the contest. Neither team has scored. Second possession here by Jackson. Jackson moving to our left in their home white uniform. Pull-up jumper. Manalo comes up short with it. He's not feeling well tonight. That may have been a little indicator there. Here's Bobby Martin. And they're going to call a travel. As Bill C., the official, looked at Nathan Murphy, the other official, says, do you have a foul or I've got a travel? And he says, we'll do a travel.
That's great communication between the officials to get it right away. And it was a travel, so we are scoreless here early. Glacier Peak starting out in a man-to-man defense. Jackson starting out in a 1-2-2 zone.
Out on top of the key for the Timberwolves. That's Islam Oltaki. They give it over to Manalo. Now Brasic has it. Pull-up jumper from 16. It goes. First lead of the ball game goes to the Jackson Timberwolves on a little 16-footer up and in by Jordan Brasic. It's a 2-0 score. We're about a minute and a half into the first quarter at foggy Mill Creek at Jackson High School. Glacier Peak in the blue uniforms down low. Southern goes hard to the deck. He gets hammered as he went up. Nice pass down low. They found the mismatch, and I'm not sure if it was a mismatch, but it's going to be a foul. You know, if you're going to foul him, Bill, make it count.
Well, you make it count except for the basket went in.
Yeah.
You got to make it count harder. However, that was a beautiful alley-oop to the offside. Southern is just 6'3", but he was way in the air to gather that one in and had the presence of mind getting fouled to still get the ball guided into the hoop.
And the three-point play the old-fashioned way is successful there. And it was by Southern, and it will be a 3-2 lead now for Glacier Peak. Now Jackson with it. Oltaki goes in. Scoop lay-in, won't go. Petz comes out, shortest guy on the floor, and he brings it out. Nice feed down low, but going in. Missing the lay-in, no good, Noah Foreman, but kept alive by Glacier Peak. They'll reset the offense with a fresh 35 of the shot clock. Down low to Foreman again. Double team there. Passes it out to Islam Oltaki, but he plays for Jackson, and we go back the other way. Oltaki feed it to the left corner. Hunter Taylor with it. Starts the dribble to the top of the key. Give it off to Brasic. Brasic kind of closed off down low. You forget Glacier Peak puts up some gaudy offensive numbers. They play good defense as well. Nice pass down low. Manalo from Oltaki, and the bucket is good, and back to a 1-point lead for Jackson.
Yep, Glacier Peak giving up just 45 points per ball game on the defensive end, as you said, Tom.
So here is Jackson on defense of Glacier Peak with it, and a bad pass, errant pass off the fingertips of Austin Petz and out of bounds. Thing I noticed when I looked at filled out my roster, Glacier Peak only carries 10 guys.
Yep.
And they bring no one up from the JV, so they're carrying 10 all the way through this season. Third turnover by Glacier Peak, and it's a Jackson basketball. Moving to our left, Hunter Taylor at the left corner, 27 to shoot. Out on top, Brasic. Looking, goes left to Hunter Johnson, starts to dribble to the baseline, closed off there by Foreman, but he turns around, puts up a hook, it won't go. Offensive rebound back up by Oltaki, but it's going to be a miss, and it's going to be taken down by Glacier Peak. Grabbed by Purcell, but we're going to go right back the other way on the steal, and we go back into Jackson as they work it around the perimeter. Left side, Brasic tried to go to the bottom, goes around a screen set by Hunter Johnson. And they'll swing it over the right side. Hunter Taylor, now to Brysic again, top of the key. 15 to shoot. A 4-3 lead for Jackson. Taking some time here. Hunter Johnson, drains it from 18 feet away.
Just a nice play as Hunter Johnson just posted up on the left-hand elbow and put that ball up with a big arc and got it right through the net.
And it's a 3-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Jackson with a 3-point lead. Now Glacier Peak with the basketball. Moving to our right. Around the top of the key, Justin Purcell, stolen away. Otaki has it. 1-2 on 3. Goes in to the scoop lay and won't go. Foul called on the way in. Nice steal and couldn't complete it on the other end. He'll have to earn them at the stripe with a couple of free throws coming up here for Islim Otaki.
Jackson's defense so far, kind of overplaying out of their zone, getting some steals, has really bothered Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak really has not had, other than that alley-oop, has not had a good look at the hoop so far. So Jackson really coming out on fire defensively.
Seaver Southard with the foul, first personal, first team foul. First free throw is good. The lead is 4 for Jackson, their biggest lead. Could be 5 with the next free throw here by Otaki. Exhorted on by the nice crowd on hand, and he puts it up and in. It's a 5-point lead for the Timberwolves on their home floor, trying to avenge a more than 20-point loss just down the road up on Cathcart Way back in mid-December. Glacier Peak with it. Southard in the right corner. They go to Martin. He's been silent so far tonight. Petz back to Martin again. Swing it right side. Southard launches a 3 that settles and goes. And a timeout called here by the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Brian Hunter comes out on the floor, says, we'll take a timeout. We will as well. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. It's 8-6 Jackson over Glacier Peak. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Timeout after the bucket, which pulled them within 2. It's 8-6 Jackson on their home floor. Now the Timberwolves back on the attack. Islam Otaki, top of the key. To Manalo, turnaround jumper, 18, won't go. Tries to get his own rebound, kept alive there by Brysic. And they'll reset the shot clock as Jackson gets it back off the miss. Brysic at the right corner. Now to Manalo again, top of the key, guarded by Southern. Starts the dribble, changes direction, give it to Otaki. Looks left side to Brysic. He tried to go in through, and right there stepping out defensively was Bo Burns. So Brysic says, watch this. Bo, if you're going to step on me, I'll just put it up over the top of you and drain a 3 ball, and it's 11-6 the lead. Back to a 5-point lead for Jackson.
Brysic really aware of where the defense was. He set up his defender perfectly and drained the 3.
Seaver Southard has it in the right corner. Dribble drive to the baseline. Give it off to Burns. A shot on the way. Purcell put up a shot with the left hand. It won't go. And Brysic clears out. Here he comes with the ball. Shuttles a pass underhand over to the left-hand side. That went to Manalo. Now Brysic, nice spin move. Brysic puts it up too hard off the glass. No good. Rebound grabbed down by Bobby Martin. Here come the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They'll kind of slow things down as Austin Petz brings it out of backcourt, directing traffic. Purcell out between the circles as they'll swing it right side to Petz. Petz looking down for the alley-oop underneath, and it goes off the fingertips and out of bounds of Seaver Southern. And I think right there, Steve Johnson, the head coach of the Jackson Timberwolves, didn't like the fact that that alley-oop pass got down low so well.
Yeah, really, they're going to have that when they rotate. They're going to have that offside defender is going to really have to watch for that.
Because they make a lot of hay in a 14-1 season so far for Glacier Peak. Otaki, top of the key for Jackson. Now Jordan Brysic. Oh, got it almost. It was looking over to the right side to Liddell, but it was saved there by Otaki. Now to Johnson in the corner. He kind of clears it out to the top of the key and grabbed by Liddell. 10 to shoot. Liddell shoots a 3, short arms it, no good, and Southern grabs the rebound for Glacier Peak. Grizzlies on the attack, but quickly back on defense is Jackson. Southern will put up an NBA 3 that will not go. Put back is up and in by Bo Burns.
Nice follow by Burns. He's kind of the guy for Glacier Peak that kind of cleans up the messes, and he did so on that play.
Down to a minute and a half to play here in the opening quarter. Quickly played, not a lot of fouls, not a whole bunch of scoring. 11-8 the score. Here's Oltaki, puts it up. Too long, no good. Burns grabs the rebound for Glacier Peak. A minute 15 to play in the first quarter. Up through the circles is Petz to Southern, back to Petz again. Looks right to Burns as they just work the perimeter here. Bounce pass to Southern again, 19 to shoot. Southern cross court over to Burns in the corner. Martin, 3 ball on the way, good.
I was just going to say that Jackson has taken Bobby Martin completely out of the ball game, and just as I was ready to say that,
back.
He clears himself out, hits a baseline 3.
And ties it at 11, our first tie of the ball game. We've had 2 lead changes so far. Looking for Hunter Johnson, ball stolen away by Burns. Look out, up the floor. Southern gets behind the defense, lays it up and in. That time Jackson not fast enough to get back in the defense, and Southern kind of released pretty early after seeing what was happening. Smart play by Southern, and he lays it up and in. It's back to a lead now for Glacier Peak. Their second lead of the ball game. Our third lead change, and here's a turnover by Jackson, grabbed by Glacier Peak. Grizzlies with it. They can play for 1 shot with 13 seconds to play. Calling the play, Petz has it at the left wing. Down to 9, down to 8. Petz gets it back. Down to 6, down to 5. Starts the dribble, goes cross court to Southern. Down to 3, down to 2. He'll pull up, and will they get a shot? It will be. It'll be a 3. It will not go for Bobby Martin. 13-11 our score. 1 quarter in the books. It's a lead for Glacier Peak on Jackson's home floor. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 at STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Neighboring schools now playing in games that count in the Wesco 4A. We'll take a look at the first quarter numbers here in a moment as Glacier Peak has it on the alternating possession to start the second quarter. Turnaround jumper is going to come up short. Thought maybe it was blocked. Thought maybe there was a foul. Purcell misses, and Brycich brings it down for Jackson. Here is Wilgress, puts up a 3 that will not go from the top of the key. Burns had it, saved it from going out of bounds, and went off a Timberwolf and out of bounds.
Glacier Peak 5 for 10 from the field, 50%, 2 of 4 from three-point range, and hit their only free throw in the first quarter. Jackson 4 of 12 from the field, 33%, 1 of 2 from three-point range. They hit both of their free throws.
We are 30 seconds into the second quarter here at Mill Creek's Jackson High School on a foggy Tuesday night. Petz at the left wing. Kind of Jackson's defense preventing him from going inside, so Petz says, I'll just shoot a 3 and it won't go. Wilgress grabs the rebound. It's Ian Wilgress who grabbed that board. Quickly up the floor. Liddell stops, pops, and it won't go. Comes off the side of the iron, no good. They're going to call him for a foul, trying to a little bit too hard going after his own miss, and he's going to commit the foul. And it will be the foul on Christian Liddell, the 6'1 sophomore for Jackson.
Well, Coach Johnson is going to have to guard Parker Manalo's minutes here tonight with him not feeling well. When he went out for a rest in the first quarter is when Glacier Peak made their run. Now Manalo's back in the ball game for the T-Wolves.
First personal, third team, and it's Glacier Peak's basketball. Overplaying the defense, and Hunter Johnson goes, oh, because he knew he overplayed and came through, and they're going to call him, Hunter Johnson, for the foul. He's going to have to come out. He picks up his second personal and the fourth team foul. And so that will bring Paul Doney off the bench for Jackson. Our in-game sponsor tonight brought to you by Glass by Lund, family owned and operated since 1967, offering the best price, value, and quality installation online at glassbylund.com. Inbounds here for Glacier Peak. Seaver Southard, top of the key. Give it to Petz, back to Southard again. He likes it over that right wing, and he'll drain a 3 ball from there. About 4.5 times out of 10. Underneath it goes. Bobby Martin, count the basket, and he got fouled on the way underneath. So Bobby Martin got it down low, put it up off the window, opens up a 4-point lead, which is Glacier Peak's biggest lead of the game.
You can see why Austin Petz is so valuable, getting those alley-oops to Southard earlier, and that time just sliding that ball into Martin between 3 defenders underneath the hoop.
Free throw is good. Wilgress picks up the foul, his first personal. That's the 5th team foul. Only 1 team foul so far on Glacier Peak here in the half. Liddell to Manalo. Manalo to the baseline. They're going to say overplay on the defense. They're going to call a blocking foul here on Austin Petz, the 5'7" senior. He kind of gives the stink eye to Bill C., the referee, but probably a pretty good call. First personal foul, 2nd team foul. And out of bounds now at the baseline for for Jackson. Brysic says timeout. He couldn't find anybody open. Well, they'll take a timeout. We'll step aside with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. Our score 16-11, a 5-point lead for Glacier Peak. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
You're watching STSPN.com.
Bill, how come they don't have those big fat head, big blown up of our heads that the students hold up?
Because it would scare a lot of people away.
That's right. Actually, they'd be life size. Here's a pull-up jumper by Manalo. Blocking foul is going to be called. Bobby Martin was going to ask the official, and the official just says, no, that was a foul. And now he's telling Brian Hunter he didn't want to hear it either. They're going to call the foul here on Martin. That's his first personal foul, 3rd team foul, and free throw coming up here for Parker Manalo. First one on the way, and it is short. He doesn't feel good.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, he's going to get another here. He coughs a couple times before he gets the ball back. 6:25 to go in the. Now everybody's going to catch it because he just put it on the basketball. Do you have a little extra Purell? every dead ball, every Purells. Free throw's good. The lead is 4 for Glacier Peak. Petz has it as he brings it out of backcourt. Stops at the top of the key. Entry pass down low. Turnaround jumper on the way. Rims out, no good by Purcell. Kept alive by Glacier Peak, but grabbed by Isla Multaki. And out of backcourt, here comes Jackson. Brysic has it. Wilgress up fakes for a 3. Now dribbles into the paint. Puts it up too hard. No good. Travels. Ian Wilgress had it. And then he kind of looks bewildered. He thought maybe he got fouled, but they're going to call the travel. We go back the other way. It's Glacier Peak ball with a 4-point lead.
Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered.
Yes, he is. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Top of the key, Bo Burns. Petz to Burns again. Now to Southard, working the perimeter. They're looking for Bobby Martin down low, but Southard says here's an NBA 3 ball that comes off the side, no good. Petz, the shortest guy on the floor, gets another rebound. Kick it back out for Burns. He shoots a 3, won't go. Kept alive by Southard. They're going to call him for over the back, trying to get up there and volleyball that ball out of there. And I think they're going to give it to, it will be. Seaver Southard picks up the foul. His second personal foul, 4th team foul. Now 2 personals on Southard. You leave him in?
Yeah, I think you leave him in.
5:38 to go in the first half. A 16-12 lead for Glacier Peak on Jackson's home floor. Ian Wilgress stops at the top of the key. Give it off to Manalo, sets a screen, shot on the way. 18-footer, back of the iron, no good. Bobby Martin grabs the rebound. Maybe a call there for a foul on Doney over the back, but they say no. It's going to be Martin puts it up and in. He found just a sliver of a slightly ajar door to make his way down there, and now here's a bad pass. Bad pass by Jackson. It'll go back over to Glacier Peak.
Yeah, Bobby Martin, great body control in there, not drawing the charge, finding that tiny little opening, and then able to kiss the ball off the glass.
Glacier Peak, their biggest lead, up by 6, 18-12, 5:05 to play in the first half. The right wing Burns And Steve Johnson is looking for a foul, didn't get it. Cross court it goes again to Burns. Looking down low to Martin. Closed off there, back out to Burns, and he will just shoot it and drain the three from the right corner. And now Steve Johnson's having a little discussion here with Bill C as he called the timeout.
Yeah, and he definitely has an argument. The Burns, before that last situation, changed his pivot foot, and it was a definite travel that was missed and ended up costing him 3 points, and Steve Johnson not happy about it.
Well, he's still out there having a little chat with him, and so he will come back and make his way back to the huddle here during this timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, Tom's birthday today. The birthday ends in a 0, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's all we need to say about that. 4:47 to go here in the first half. A 21-12 lead. Its lead is up to 9 points now for Glacier Peak. Jackson had as much as a 5-point lead, but Bill, that really quickly evaporated there in that first quarter.
It did. What Glacier Peak did offensively against that zone is they brought somebody to the foul line to collapse the middle. It opened up the outsides.
So 4:47 to go here in the first half. Bill is going to get the Heimlich here in a moment, and then we will be right back to action here. On top of the key, Ian Wilgris. Over to Doney at the left wing. To Old Taki, top of the key, dribbling in, puts up a scoop lay, and it goes.
Pretty.
How on earth did that go through? He split two defenders and then just kind of flipped it up with the wrist and put it in. It's 21-14, 7-point lead for Glacier Peak. In the corner it goes, turn around jumper on the way, deep in the corner. That was a 3-ball. That was a miss by Bo Burns, and the rebound cleared out by Jackson. Here come the T-Wolves out of backcourt. Jackson in their home white uniforms, green numbers and letters, black trim. Moving to our left. To Manalo, wasn't expecting it. He splits the defense, and he puts it up and in.
Boy, 2 tough shots in a row go down for Jackson.
4 minutes to play in the first half, a 5-point lead. And we're going to have a kicking the ball. They're going to reset the shot clock as the ball was kicked by Jackson. So a new 35 on the shot clock now for Glacier Peak. They'll inbound it right in front of the Jackson bench down to our right. Glacier Peak in their traveling navy blue uniforms with white numbers, little gray trim as well as they work the perimeter. Right side, Austin Petz with it. Petz, long cross-court pass, it goes. Back out to Southern, top of the key. Down to 18 to shoot. Now to Bobby Martin, 16 to shoot as they work the perimeter again. Petz down to Martin again. Nice backdoor feed inside. That was just work to perfection.
That was absolutely gorgeous as Martin had the ball on the outside. 2 passes, and he's slashing to the hoop. Gets open underneath.
And Brian Hunter, he's had that play in for decades.
And it still works.
It still works to perfection on the back door. The ball went out of bounds. It'll be Glacier Peak, with Jackson basketball. 3:22 to play in the first half. The lead is 7 points at 23-16. Islam Oltaki for the Timberwolves with the basketball. Now to Jordan Brysich. Calls the play with the right hand. Christian Liddell, Parker Manalo, turnaround 17-footer, won't go. Petz will try to flag down another rebound, and he's kind of taken out in more of a soccer tackle there by Ian Wilgris, and he'll be called for the foul. For Wilgris, that's his second personal foul, and the 6th team foul. We're asking Buddy Patrick to actually pay attention to the game tonight on this stat book. Austin Petz, got it inside, and it was 5-on-1. They kicked it back out again, and they'll reset the offense. Seaver Southern, top of the key, out between the circles. Right side to Petz. They're looking for Martin down low. He hooks a pass over to Southern. Southern, now there he is. Told you they were looking for him, Bill. They found him.
Yeah, he is able to find that little opening as they move the ball around against the zone. That backside defender trying to take the passing line away up higher, and Martin just sneaks in behind. And that's the 3rd lay-in that he's gotten off of that play.
Well, and then the guys on top that are throwing the ball are like Aaron Rodgers. They're just kind of threading the needle to get it down there. Trying for a backdoor pass down low to Wilgris. He thought the ball went off of Martin, but the official says otherwise. So it'll be Glacier Peak basketball. 2:17 to go in the first half. A 25-16 lead. 9-point lead equals Glacier Peak's biggest lead of the contest. Down low and a travel.
Yeah, Barbie Martin is 5 for 6 from the field with 11 points here. 12 points here. And 9 of them have occurred here in the second quarter.
And what did Coach Brian Hunter say? He plays what? Unorthodox? Is that what he said? He's a little unorthodox, but you look. It's one of those you look up and he goes, "Oh, he's got 24 tonight." Okay.
He's really, really efficient.
Oltaki, give it to Manalo. Manalo splits the defender, puts it up, lays it up, no good. He goes to the floor. He gets helped up by one of his teammates and two of the other guys, and he'll have to. Parker Manalo will go to the free throw line.
I'm really impressed with the way he's playing. You know, his shooting has been a little bit off. Sometimes when you're feeling sick, if you have your normal stroke, it's going to be short, and so you try to force it a little more. It's kind of unnatural. But he's working his tail off out there for his team.
Bobby Martin picks up the foul for Glacier Peak. That's his second personal foul, fifth team foul. First free throw good for Parker Manalo. Second one is airborne, and it is no good. And rebound is grabbed down by Justin Purcell. The lead is 8 points, 25-17, inside 2 minutes to play in the first half. Some players are going to come off the bench here for Glacier Peak to get some of the guys that are going to be in foul trouble. Here's Burns, shoots a three, won't go. Islam Oltaki grabs the ball, brings it out of back court. Minute 45 to play in the half. Manalo, three, it will not go. And Hunter Johnson grabs the rebound. He gets fouled on the way up. So a little preventive coaching here as Glacier Peak is going to put in Nick Bates is going to check in, and Trey Lawrence to bring out the guys who have 2 fouls.
That's a smart move with a minute and a half remaining in the half.
And Hunter Johnson and a decent lead, but Hunter Johnson will try to eat into that lead, and he will with the first free throw. It's good. Purcell picks up the foul, his first personal 6th team foul. Hunter Johnson gets another free throw here. So we mentioned those 2 new bodies in there for the final minute 37 of the first half. Next free throw will not go. And one of those bodies is Trey Lawrence. He grabs the rebound off the miss. Petz looks over to the coaching staff to get a play as he brings it into front court to our right. Bo Burns saying, come on through. Martin is on the bench. Here's Petz. They'll still try to work that backdoor magic they've been working all night long, but not quite as successful here. They go inside. It goes to Justin Purcell. Back over to Burns. His three is off the side of the iron, no good. And he grabs his own rebound, kicks it back out to the top of the key. They'll reset the shot clock with 30 to shoot and a minute to play in the first half. Glacier Peak moving the basketball with the lead at 25-18. Petz will shoot a three. Offline right, no good. Manalo tries to grab the rebound. Taken away from him by Burns. His layup won't go. And this time Bracek brings the ball out of backcourt as he grabs the rebound. Goes around the defender. Petz is there. They're going to call the foul. Much to the chagrin of the Glacier Peak Grizzly fans who have gathered here in Mill Creek, just down the road from home. And they're going to say blue 2, and that's going to be not your phone. It's going to be Austin Petz, his second personal foul. 7th team foul, so that will put Jackson into the bonus. Doney in, Johnson out for the Jackson Timberwolves. 42 seconds to play in the first half. A 25-18 lead for Glacier Peak. Free throw good by Jordan Bracek. He'll get another. The lead is 6 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Jackson's really hanging in there. You don't want to let a team hang in for too long. The longer Jackson hangs in, the more confidence they get.
Next free throw is good. Hit them both, and they're at 20. 25-20. 42 seconds to go in the half. Austin Petz kind of directs traffic as he comes across the timeline. Justin Purcell with it between the circles. Swing pass right side to Lawrence, back to Petz in the right side. They'll go backdoor inside. It won't go. The little putback was going to be no good by Lawrence and cleared out by Jackson. Here they come with 20 seconds to go. They can play for one shot if they want to, down by 5. Shot clock is dead, down to 12 seconds to go. Now Bracek, Steve Johnson says, here we go. Down to 7, down to 6. Here's Bracek to the baseline. He's closed off there, kicked it back out. Liddell will shoot a 3. Good! At the horn, the 3 is good, and that will pull the Jackson Timberwolves to within 2 points at 25-23. And Bill, we've got ourselves a ball game.
7-point run to end that quarter, and so Jackson giving Glacier Peak all they could handle here in the first half of action. A great defensive effort by both teams, and a game of runs, but Jackson had that last run, and that hitting that 3 at the buzzer should really give them some momentum going into halftime.
Jackson gets a 14-10 advantage in that quarter. Now stand by for our halftime features from here at Jackson High School. Our score at the half. It is the Jackson Timberwolves the Glacier Peak Grizzlies 25, the Jackson Timberwolves 23. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Remember the heat last spring and summer? GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric can add AC to most existing furnaces, and typically with a one-day install. From repairing electric or HVAC problems to installations, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric is your Snohomish and North King County premier Lennox dealer. Contact GNS now for a free estimate and mention this ad to receive up to $1,700 in cash rebates when you purchase a Lennox air conditioning system. So why wait? 425-341-0759 or visit gsheating.com. Want the best? Call GNS.
know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Glacier Peak with the lead over Jackson. And both teams are out there and ready to go here as we get set for the second half to get underway. And as we mentioned, Jackson with a nice little run there at the end of that first half.
It's going to be very interesting to start the second half. We talked about what quality coaches both these ball clubs have, and now it's a game of adjustments. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Glacier Peak is going to make against that Jackson zone, and we'll see what Jackson does to try to attack that overplaying Glacier Peak man-to-man.
Taylor, Brasich, Manalo, Oltaki, and Johnson for Jackson. Petz, Purcell, Southard, Foreman, and Martin for Glacier Peak. And here we go. Jackson controls to start the second half. Brasich, top of the key. Oltaki goes right side in the corner. Hunter Taylor. They find Hunter Johnson, turns around and puts it up and in. And we are tied at 25. Look for the big guy inside, and that's exactly what they did. And Hunter Johnson puts it in, and we are tied up for the second time in the ball game.
He does a nice job keeping the ball high above his head, not allowing a block, and put that ball in.
Petz has it. Entry pass down low, and in fact it's taken away by Hunter Johnson. They were looking for Purcell, and Johnson says, I'll take that, thank you very much. And here comes Jackson with a chance to retake the lead here on their home floor. Brasich out between the circles. Swings in the corner, Oltaki up fakes for a 3, down low to Johnson. One dribble, scoop lay-in, no good. Chance to give him the lead, but he'll have to do it at the free throw line.
And it's obvious what Jackson has decided to do. They've decided to look inside to try to open up the outside, and nice job by Hunter Johnson. That turnaround make before and drawing the foul on this play.
First free throw will not go. The foul is going to be on Martin. That's his third personal foul.
That could be a problem for Glacier Peak.
He's going to stay in there. First free throw, no good. So here's the chance to have the lead back in the hands of the home team, and it will happen. It's up and in. That's our fourth lead change in this ball game. Jackson up by 1. They led by as much as 5 in that first quarter, and then Glacier Peak got up by 9. 2 points at the half. The lead now, Jackson with the lead at 26-25. Austin Petz at the left side for Glacier Peak. Petz starts to dribble across the top of the key, swing a pass to Southard. Southard goes to the baseline, then he gets it off to Martin, who's double teamed there. Back out to Petz, 10 to shoot. Bounce pass it goes, back to the basket is Purcell, back out for Petz, down to 5 seconds to shoot. Over to Southard, he will shoot. It'll be a 3, Rainbow won't go. Brasich grabs the rebound between 2 Glacier Peak Grizzlies, and up the floor they come. Manalo was stepping out of bounds. There was a bad pass up the right sideline, and he didn't get 2 feet in, and so they're going to say he was out of bounds, incomplete pass.
Just try to drag that foot, stay in bounds, make the catch.
And we're not going to go to the replay, so here we go, right back to Glacier Peak with a 26-25 deficit facing them. Back to the basket there is Purcell. When Bo Burns just about got hit in the face, the pass from about 3 feet away was about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Dribble drive along the left side of the key, puts it up, no good. Purcell misses. Oltaki grabs the rebound for the Wolves out of backcourt. Here comes Jackson, leading by 1. Brasich goes right side to Hunter Taylor. Back to Brasich again, out between the circles. Oltaki finds a little crease along the baseline and gets fouled. Grabbed along as he went to the baseline, and Bo Burns kind of nods his head and said, yeah, I did. And he did. And it's a foul.
Oltaki has a really quick first and then second and third step.
That's right. Pretty much all the steps are pretty quick. Oltaki gets it on the inbound. He spins around, puts it up, off balance, no good. And Martin grabs the rebound out of backcourt. Here comes Glacier Peak in their navy blue uniforms, white letters and numbers, gray trim. Down low it goes to Martin, double team. Martin puts it up on the glass and in. Says, you can double team me all, you can hang on me, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it up. And now we're going to have a whistle. Warning. They're going to call a delay of game warning. Did he say 0?
Is it 1-0
or 1-0?
or
Must be
3-0
Southern.
or somebody?
3-0. 3-0.
Oh, okay.
I think it just touched the ball after the ball went through the hoop. So delay of game warning. That's a 5-yard penalty and automatic first down. Glacier Peak now with a lead at 27-26. 3 on the way that won't go by Taylor. Kept alive by Brysic. Grabbed by Otaki, but he was standing out of bounds. Standing out of bounds, and so that will turn it right back over to Glacier Peak. They lead at 27-26. 5:14 to play in the third quarter.
Martin now 6 for 7 from the field, 14 points for the Grizzlies.
Southern over to Martin. Martin deep in the right-hand corner. Goes long, cross-court pass to Petz. Down low they go. It's going to be nearly knocked away from Nick Bates. Petz goes and kind of rescues him and gives it off to Martin. Martin dribble drive to the baseline. Closed off. Then it wasn't closed off, but he had given up the dribble. Ball went out of bounds. It was last touched by the Timberwolves. It'll be Glacier Peak ball with 11 to shoot at the baseline.
Everything opened up for him, but by that time he was kind of leaning out of bounds and had to get rid of the basketball.
Inbounds to Martin. Down to Southard. Down to 8 to shoot. Looking cross court to Southard again. Dribbles in, pulls up, dumps it down low. Goes again, missing the shot, no good. That was a miss there by Bates, but the putback is up and in.
So that was a great play by Petz. The ball came back out. He gave it right back to Bates, who was open underneath for 2.
And it's a 29-26 3-point lead for Glacier Peak. Jackson now with it. Parker Manalo goes in, splits the defense and lays it up and in.
That's the Parker Manalo we're used to seeing right there.
Hasn't felt good the way his dad kind of said he's sick. Who knows if he's going to play? Well, the game time decision was, yeah, I'm going, and he's out there. Here's a shot on the way. That's a 3 by Martin. It settles and goes. Bobby Martin for Glacier Peak drains the 3 ball and opens up a 32-28 4-point lead for Glacier Peak with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Looking down low is Taylor to Manalo. He does have a little more spring in his step, doesn't he? He goes to the baseline, fouled on the way in. You know, and Glacier Peak starting to kind of pick up the fouls here.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble. Martin playing with 3. And
that's going to be Purcell for that foul, his second personal, third team foul. Yet to have a team foul here in the half against Jackson. First free throw no good for Manalo. Ian Wilgris checks in. Hunter Taylor checks out for Jackson. Another one for Manalo. We call that doing the Dan Kingma, where he fakes like he's shooting with the right wrist and then he puts it up and in. Kingma did that for years here. Now Bobby Martin at the right corner. Long cross-court pass. Petz is saying, I'm over here, find me. And then right back over it goes to Martin to the baseline. Now back out top. Southard has it. On the dribble, gives it to Martin. Open 3 on the way. Good! Don't leave him open.
Yeah, he's only missed 1 shot the entire ball game. And he's got 20 points on the night, 8 here in the third quarter.
6-point lead for Glacier Peak. Brysic says, watch this. Bang! Down it goes for Jordan Brysic from about the same spot on the floor. Will they answer on the other end? Martin says, I'm open. Here it goes. It's on the way. No, short. Comes up, but it's going to be rebound grabbed down by Justin Purcell. His putback is going to be no good. He will have to get him at the stripe as he's fouled on the way in off the miss.
Third quarter, Glacier Peak's done a great job on the offensive boards, getting second and third opportunities.
The lead is 3 points. Hunter Johnson picked up a foul, his third. First team foul of the second half. First free throw is good for Justin Purcell for Glacier Peak. 3:06 to play, third quarter at Jackson High School in Mill Creek tonight. Shot on the way, good for Purcell. 37-32, back to a 5-point lead. Glacier Peak's led by as much as 9. Now Jackson back on offense. Try and go around the defender there is Manalo. Could never really do it. Kicks it back out to Hunter Johnson. Now to Ian Wilgris. Wilgris dribbles a couple of times. They're looking for Jordy Brysic. He gets it. Southard is guarding him. Jackson in their home white uniforms with green numbers, black trim. Moving to our right, looking for Johnson. But it goes to Brysic instead. Swings it around the defense. Down to 5 to shoot. Taking a long time. It goes to Wilgris. He shoots a 3. Kind of flatlines it, but buries it.
Very patient on offense.
That was we
Jackson
call that an
time.
Osahor. Barely cleared it, and it drops through. 37-35 the lead for Glacier Peak. They have the basketball. Ball knocked out of bounds by Islam Oltaki. No reset of the shot clock. 27 to shoot, 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Out of bounds right in front of the Glacier Peak bench down to our left. Austin Petz will throw it in. Petz on the dribble to Martin. Not open this time for a three, so he dumps it down low, going in. Shot no good by Purcell. Putback won't go by Bates. And it's going to be a rebound grab down by the Timberwolves, down by 2. Here comes Jackson. Wilgrist, foul line jumper, good. And we are tied for the third time tonight.
It looked like Glacier Peak was going to pull away, and then Jackson comes roaring right back.
37-37 tie, and here comes Glacier Peak now. Martin, as they swing it out to Southern, top of the key. Now to Austin Petz. Ball's going to be kicked by Jordy Brasich. They'll reset the 35-second shot clock. It'll be out of bounds for Glacier Peak. And we have some subs in. Parker Manalo will sit, and Christian Liddell will check in for him. Fresh 35 to shoot on the inbounds for Glacier Peak. Seaver Southern to Petz. Changes direction on the dribble. Deep in the right-hand corner to Nick Bates. Back to Petz again. Now he'll just dribble out between the circles. Backdoor, no look, pass down low to Bobby Martin for the lay-in. Beautiful pass.
You can see why Petz is averaging 8 assists per ball game. He really has an eye for the men inside.
They found him down low. Now they find Hunter Johnson. Old Taki will put up a shot. It's going to be an air ball, no good. Kept alive by Johnson off of the knee of a Glacier Peak Grizzly. And so Jackson will retain possession in their front court. And they'll throw it in with 22 to shoot, 1 minute exactly to play in the third quarter. Looking for the inbounds, way out top to Old Taki. To Liddell, open for a three, good! Christian Liddell drains it, and it's a 1-point lead now for the Jackson Timberwolves, our 5th lead change of the game. Shot will be a miss there by Glacier Peak. Back the other way we go. It was intercepted there, but so Brasich gets intercepted by Seaver Southern. Wonder if that happened on the football field. But this time he went out of bounds with it, so Jackson will keep it. Jackson will throw it in. 40-39 Timberwolves. 40 seconds to play. Long, dangerous cross-court pass to Brasich. Back out it goes to Brasich again. Looking for Liddell. They find Old Taki. Dribbles in, dribbles through, lays it in.
Wow.
How did he find that? You need a GPS to make your way through the woods there. He puts it up and in. It opens up a 3-point lead for Jackson at 42-39 with less than 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Seaver Southern, they'll play for one shot. Down to 12, down to 11. Now that's Martin. Pull-up jumper from 15 feet, won't go. Grabbing the rebound, Bates puts it up, too hard, no good. Grabbing the rebound, Hunter Johnson, down to 2, down to 1. Jordy Brasich will throw it from mid-court, will not go. We got ourselves a ball game and a 3-point lead for the Jackson Timberwolves on their home floor. End of the third quarter, 42-39. The lead for the Timberwolves. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
You're watching STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
December 16th, Glacier Peak 64, Jackson 41 was the final that night. A 23-point win by Glacier Peak on their home floor. It's not going to be a 23-point win tonight either way, but Jackson is trying to return the favor here on their home floor. We're underway in the fourth quarter. It is going to be Glacier Peak with the ball. Maybe a call for a travel. Justin Purcell got it. Maybe shuffled the feet. Maybe, but he put it up and in and pulls Glacier Peak to within 1 at 42-41. take a look at those third quarter numbers in a moment. As Jackson now on the attack. Down to Hunter Johnson. Johnson turns, faces, fires, and puts it up and in. Big game for Hunter Johnson, and it's a 44-41 lead for the Timberwolves. Southern dribbles across the top of the key. They swing in the corner. Bates has had a lot of time, and here's a steal. Grabbed by Ian Wilgress. He'll give it off to Parker Manalo, and up the floor they come. Bill, quick with the numbers.
Yeah, Jackson was 7 for 10 from the field in the third quarter. Glacier Peak just 5 for 14, and that allowed Jackson to come out back and take the lead.
Down low they go to Johnson. Kick it back out to Manalo, top of the key. Tries to go around the defender. He does. Pull up jumper on the way. Rattles and goes for Parker Manalo, and it's a 5-point lead. Jackson equals their biggest lead of the game, which was back in the first quarter. Bobby Martin, top of the key. Give it off to Martin again. Is it going to work it through? Tough defense here by Jackson. They're down to 20 to shoot.
They've switched into a 1-3-1 because they want to cover. Oh, nice.
Bobby Martin couldn't retrieve the pass. It may have hit the bottom of the backboard. It's going to be grabbed by Otaki. He goes through and lays it up and in. Unbelievable shot by Islam Otaki. And a timeout called by Glacier Peak. 6:10 to play in the basketball game. Biggest lead of the game for Jackson Timberwolves. It's Jackson 48, Glacier Peak 41. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
You're watching STSPN.com.
48-41, the lead, biggest lead of the game for the Jackson Timberwolves, and they lead it over the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Bill, earlier today on the Fish Show, I said it was going to be Glacier Peak by 9.5.
You might be wrong.
I could be wrong.
That might be the first time.
That's right. The Las Vegas odds makers. So definitely you got to figure they're going to cover. And right now they lead it by 7 points. Here's Glacier Peak with it. And a bad pass right in the hands of Islam Otaki. He says, I'll take it. Thanks very much. 6 minutes to play in regulation. Would you like to see overtime? Over the left-hand side, Christian Liddell for the Jackson Timberwolves. Hunter Johnson, top of the key. Give it up to Manalo off his elbow. Almost lost it. He's at the right elbow as he looks to the right corner. He's double teamed there. Somebody's got to be open. That's Hunter Johnson has to the right side. He's a double team there. 7 to shoot. It's Manalo, 3, won't go, rattles off. Rebound high in the air. Grabbing it is Justin Purcell. Here come the Grizzlies down by 7. 5:26 to play. Southern, will he put up a 3? It's an air ball that goes out of bounds. It was an air ball by Southern. Martin went hard to the deck after I think he was shocked that the ball was going to be that short.
Well, that, and he was expecting somebody to block out behind him. There was nobody there, and he just
blocked out air.
Blocked out air and fell down, but he's okay.
Here is Jackson with the basketball, leading at 48-41 on their home floor. Coming up in 5 minutes to play in the game. Hunter Johnson, Christian Liddell. Johnson again deep in the right-hand corner. Back out again, it goes to Liddell. Now to Manalo. Manalo at the right side. 12 to shoot. Pull-up jumper in the key, won't go. Trying to swipe at it was Hunter Johnson, but the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Glacier Peak. Grizzlies on the attack. In the left corner they go to Martin, then to Southern, had the ball knocked away from him. Now it goes to Purcell, back out to Southern again. 22 to shoot, 4:41 to play in the basketball game. Down low to Bobby Martin. You find Bobby Martin, he's going to find the hoop.
Yeah, exactly. He has had a career here tonight. Really the only one that has consistently scored for Glacier Peak since Southern hit a couple early.
So here is Ian Wilgress for Jackson. To Hunter Johnson. Now to Manalo. Manalo trying to back in. And he's going to have the ball stripped away from him. They're going to call a jump ball. And the possession arrow is going to favor Jackson. So they kind of dodge a bullet there. They won't reset the shot clock, which is now at 11 seconds to shoot. Jordy Brasich will check back in. Christian Liddell will go to the bench for the Timberwolves.
When Jackson made their run, they really spread it around. Altaki and Johnson and Wilgris hit a big shot. When they move it around and the clock goes down and then Manalo has to go one-on-one, that's not quite as effective as when they were moving the ball around and getting more people involved in the offense.
So here we go. It'll be Jackson basketball, 11 to shoot, 4:10 to play in the game, and the lead is 5 points, 48-43. Coming in 14-1 are the Glacier Peak Grizzlies. They're only lost to the number 1 team in the state, Union, out of Vancouver. Manalo on the inbounds. Manalo now splits the defense. Manalo goes in, fouled on the way in. They're going to call the foul on Bobby Martin. Not much more Martin could do. He had to just stand there, and that's going to be his 4th personal foul.
And Martin has 24 of Glacier Peak's 43 points on the night. So we will see if Brian Hunter leads him in or subs him out for a couple of minutes.
Free throw by Manalo, rattles and goes. Look down to Brian Hunter sitting on the bench, and he kind of had his chin in his hands like, wonder what I should do. He's going to leave him out there so far. First free throw was good by Parker Manalo. The second one is good as well. And the lead is back out to a 7-point lead with 4 minutes to play in regulation time. Over the left-hand side they go. Bo Burns. Burns finds Purcell. Back to Burns again. A tough defense here in this half by Jackson. They kick it back out. They have to reset the offense. 18 to shoot. Burns, Purcell, foul. That's going to be Hunter Johnson will pick up the foul. Yeah, it will be. Hunter Johnson picks up the foul. That's going to be his 4th personal foul. And that's going to be the 2nd team foul. So out of bounds at the baseline. On the inbounds, it goes to Martin. He lays it up and in.
He is absolutely unstoppable underneath.
And the timeout called here by Glacier Peak will step aside with 3:39 to play in the game. 50-45. Jackson with the lead. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
Remember the heat last spring and summer? GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric can add AC to most existing furnaces, and typically with a one-day install. From repairing electric or HVAC problems to installations, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric is your Snohomish and North King County premier Lennox dealer. Contact GNS now for a free estimate and mention this ad to receive up to $1,700 in cash rebates when you purchase a Lennox air conditioning system. So why wait? 425-341-0759 or visit gsheating.com. Want the best? Call GNS.
Another game for you tomorrow night here on the girls' side. Mark Ockett and Mike Buckholtz will have the Snohomish Panthers and the Stanwood Spartans, a Wesco 3A girls game. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:15 tip-off from Stanwood High School. That is tomorrow night. Tonight we're here at Jackson High School. And Jackson with the surprising lead here, 50-45, but we've seen Glacier Peak rip off big chunks of points in a big, fat hurry, too. So here is Jackson with it. Oltaki closed off at the baseline. He'll dribble out. He's double-teamed there. Somebody's got to be open. That's going to be Ian Wilgris. Wilgris back to Oltaki. Cross-court pass over to Manalo. Manalo back over to Oltaki again. 11 to shoot to Jordan Brasich. Down to 9, down to 8 to shoot. Manalo has it. Dribbles in a little bit closer. Tries to force it underneath to Johnson. There's bodies on the floor. Who's got it? And they're going to say jump ball called. It was Wilgris actually on the floor. And they're going to say jump ball, alternating possession. We're going back the other way. It's Glacier Peak basketball.
So Glacier Peak really frustrated them at that point. They went full court press, zone press. They dropped back into a trapping half court press, which was really bothering Jackson. They were unable to get a decent look at the hoop.
Tonight's second half in-game sponsor is attorneys Russell and Hill, professional, personal, and proven attorneys, RussellandHill.com. Here come the Glacier Peak Grizzlies down by 5. 3 minutes to play in the game. Here's a three. Bo Burns saw the hoop, and it just drew it. It was like a mirage, an oasis, and he buried it, and it's a 2-point ball game. Jordy Brasich kind of dribbled through trouble there. Kind of slalomed his way back out. Over the right corner to Manalo. Long cross-court pass over to Johnson. Now to Brasich between the circles. 18 to shoot. 2-point lead for Jackson. Double team there is Wilgress. Manalo's there. Turnaround 13-footer is good. Parker Manalo got it in the key and put it up and in from about 13 feet away.
That's what you have to do to attack that zone is you have to slash from the offside. That's exactly what he did. Got the ball in perfect position for the 2.
That's Burns. Now to Petz, back to Burns again. Drained that previous 3, won't this time. In the corner, Martin will.
You know what? He's good.
He's good. 52-51 to score. A 1-point lead for Jackson as Martin buries that 3 ball. Old Taki at the right wing. Now to Johnson at the baseline. Less than 2 minutes to play now in the game. Brysic, open, 3, good! On the line. He was on the out-of-bounds line, and it will not count. Wow.
Ouch.
But you know what? The official was standing right there with great view of it, and you know what? If your heel's over the line, it doesn't count. So a timeout on the floor. We're going to keep it right here during this timeout. Remind you, today's game brought to you in part by Glass by Lund, attorneys Russell and Hill, Altitude Trampoline Park, your Allstate insurance agent Brian Reed, Dr. Alan Erickson, dentist, the 6'8 Clothing Company, Everett Community College, and the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store.
That's a great store.
And now what are we going to do about a player of the game? So this is really anybody's ball game with 1:49 to play and a 1-point lead on Jackson's home floor.
Exactly. Well, it's pretty obvious that Bobby Martin will be the player of the game if Glacier Peak should come back and win this ball game. Jackson has had a number of players to come in. I've been really impressed with how Hunter Johnson came out and clogged up the middle and also hit a couple of big shots inside early to spur that first Jackson run to put them up by 7. But we will have to see Manalo having a really nice game as well, gutting it out when he's not feeling well.
So here we go, and it's going to be Glacier Peak basketball, down by 1 with 1:45 to play. Bobby Martin playing with 4 personal fouls. Over to Southern, a 3 on the way, won't go. Offside board, Ian Wilgress fought for it, but it's taken away from him by Petz. Reset on the 35-second shot clock now for Glacier Peak. 1:30 to play, 52-51. The score remains a 1-point lead for Jackson on their home floor. Bo Burns. Now to Southern, back to Burns again. Burns on the dribble, looked at a 3, hit one from that spot a little earlier. Won't this time, 16 to shoot. In the corner to Petz. They're looking for Martin. He's way out topside now. Now he'll shoot down to the baseline, but he'll go to Southern. 8 to shoot. In the corner, Martin, 3. No, won't go. Who gets it? Back up. Foul called. They're going to call a foul. High in the air was Burns to grab the rebound. And they're going to call the foul here on Ian Wilgress, his 3rd personal foul, 3rd team foul, and free throw here for Bo Burns.
And that was unfortunate because Hunter Johnson had a clean block on the shot, but Wilgress fouled him from the offside.
So Bo Burns at the line, being encouraged by the student section for Jackson. He misses the first free throw. 1:02 to play in regulation time. It's a 1-point lead for Jackson. This free throw can tie it, and it will not. It comes off. It went deep in the well and would not go. Still a 1-point lead for Jackson. Up the floor, here comes the Timberwolves. Manalo in the corner. Less than a minute to play. Cross court over to Brysic. Over the corner to Johnson. Johnson, ball high over his head. Looking, cross court. It goes to Brysic. 44 seconds to go. 16 to shoot. Brysic on the dribble. Now it goes to Manalo. Manalo down to 10 to shoot. Over in the corner to Brysic again. Back out on top to Old Taki. Pull-up jumper by Manalo. It's good! Timeout. Timeout called by Jackson. Immediately after the ball goes in by Parker Manalo, Jackson calls a timeout. And they have a 3-point lead. The shot clock is dead with 29.7 seconds to go.
What a gutsy effort by Manalo. They worked the ball around. It didn't look like they're going to get a great shot. Good defense. Just got a little bit of a break and hits the big shot here. Manalo now with 8 points in the 4th quarter to lead Jackson as they are up by 3. Glacier Peak will have the ball down. The clock shot will be off. We'll see what their strategy is, whether they go for a quick 2 and then foul, or whether they work the ball around for a tying 3.
Oh, they've reset the time now to 30.9 because and that's true. The ball went through And immediately the timeout was being called, but there was such a melee after that, so they added some time onto the clock. Probably at this point, 3 seconds may mean a lot.
Exactly.
So if you're Brian Hunter, I think you could come down and shoot a three. Don't you set up for a three ball?
You try. They've got good three-point shooters. Jackson's got to be aware of Bobby Martin the entire time on the floor. And so it looks like Jackson will pick up for the first time tonight, I believe. They'll pick them up man-to-man.
So here we go. Petz has it. Now to Southard, to Martin. Back to Southard again. 23 seconds to go. Shot clock is dead. 20 seconds to go. To Martin, back to the basket. Over to Southard. Elevates. Three. No good. Kept alive there by the Jackson Timberwolves, and then a timeout called by Glacier Peak with 10 seconds to go. The ball was slapped out, almost hockey-like, to just clear it out of there, just get it out of here.
I think they were thinking there was a little less time remaining.
Yeah.
If they had it to do over again, I think they'd want to be able to grab that basketball if at all possible. But this sets up a pretty exciting 10 seconds in this ball game.
And now you got to go for a three.
Yeah, Jackson did a great job switching up their defense. Glacier Peak had to look at the three, but not a great look. And so the ball slapped out. Martin got the ball, they called timeout. And so you're right. Now it kind of takes that quick two and foul off the board a little bit.
So the coaches met for longer. Now the timeout's about to expire, and they're just talking Jackson is about their defense. On the other end, the play is very hastily being drawn up here by Brian Hunter with 10.3 seconds to go.
You want to be careful. You don't want to foul him on a three.
Possession arrow favors Jackson if that were to happen. Neither team in the bonus, so a common foul would just be an out of bounds. So there's no reason to foul. They've got fouls to give, but it's 3 and 4. You got a long way to go in 10 seconds.
Well, I mean, you could let them take 5 or 6 seconds off the clock and then foul them intentionally as long as it wasn't on a shot. So very interesting.
Inbounds here, Southard. Down to 9, down to 8. Southard into front court. Turns, gives it to Martin. 3 on the way. Good! With 2 seconds to go, timeout called. Timeout called. The 3 is good, and we're tied at 54. I said we would be going to overtime.
You know,
not yet.
You have to be aware of where Martin is on the floor at all times. And in a situation like that, you cannot double team. You cannot get off him. You have to be on him all the time. And Martin has missed only 2 shots here in the second half. And what's he got there, buddy? 32 points on the night with that 3. What a he's got 32 points and he only has missed 4 shots the entire night. Wow.
Okay, 1.6 seconds to go. This is not the NBA. Jackson's got to go the length of the floor. So a prayer from half court is about all you can do. Jackson or Glacier Peak is going to drop back, and they're going to contest it or are they? What are they going to do defensively? Do you lay back in front court, or do you contest it on the inbound? You don't want it to roll halfway all the way to the center line.
No, that's true. And you don't want to foul. And now they put an extra little bit of time, 2.7 seconds. That's a chance to get about 2 dribbles and then shoot that basketball.
So here we go. Bracich will throw it in. Timeout called by Glacier Peak.
You know, if I'm Jackson, I'm going to get that ball to the fastest guy I have, which is Oltaki, to see if he can make 2 or 3 steps and get a decent look at a 3.
We've got a close one going on as well. Lake Stevens and Monroe with 38 seconds to go. Lake Stevens leads Monroe 60-59. So a close one there. Really, you can't get much closer. Yeah, we should have done a good game. Well, this has been a great game.
This has been a tremendous ball game.
54-54 tie. Both teams gathered around their coaches here at Jackson. Kind of a playoff atmosphere. This could be a preview of a playoff game coming up in the district tournament starts here in a couple of weeks. Jackson came into this ball game at 9-6 overall, 4-5 in league play. Glacier Peak 9-0 in league play, 14-1 overall. So here we go. End of regulation. Bracich will throw it in. Liddell is back there with him. Everybody else set up at about the half-court line. Will they throw it in? Here we go. Bracich looking, throwing it to Wilgress. Back to Liddell from half-court. It will not go. We're going to overtime. Won't go. Fairly decent look.
Yeah, they got the look they wanted. They got the look, a straight-on look from about 35 feet, but just could not quite connect. And we go into OT.
We will take a break. End of regulation time. Jackson 54, Glacier Peak 54. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. Fox Sports 1380, FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
You're watching STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware
Parker Manalo
folks.
going out of the huddle.
He's going out of the huddle with his shirt over his mouth, coughing, into the bottom of his shirt. So, as we've said before, he needs to get that guy in bed.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
Lake Stevens and Monroe are going to overtime, a 62-62 tie at the end of regulation. Here we go, and the ball is jumped up to start overtime period number 1. And Glacier Peak will control. Seaver Southard goes with it. Deep in the corner goes to Bo Burns. Foul called. That's going to be Hunter Johnson. That'll be his 5th. Hunter Johnson overplay on the defense, and I think he is done. If they say 3-0 White, they're going to say White 3-0. So Hunter Johnson will be his 5th personal foul, 4th team foul.
And I have to applaud Hunter Johnson. We saw him earlier in the year, didn't really contribute much to the offense. I thought he had a really good game here tonight.
Yeah, if Jackson wins it, we'll do Hunter Johnson as our player. Parker Manalo, he needs to go home and crawl into bed.
Exactly.
So here we go. Glacier Peak has it, 54-54 tie, a 4-minute overtime period. We're at 3:35 to play in overtime number 1. Bo Burns at the left wing. As they swing it over to Martin, you got to know where he is at all time. He's got 32 in the ballgame, including the game-tying 3 with seconds left on the clock. Southard with 10 seconds to shoot. Southard on the dribble, cross court over to the left-hand side. Bo Burns with it. Now they go inside. The ball is going to be stripped away and grabbed by Oltaki. Islam Oltaki out of back court. Give it off to Manalo, goes in. Double pump, puts it up. Air ball, won't go. Oltaki's on the other side. He fell out of bounds and looked up at the official, and the official just pointed and said, "You're sitting out of bounds there, son. We're going back the other way." So a quick flurry there. We've yet to have points here. Nearly a minute into the first overtime period. 54-54 tie. Now Glacier Peak basketball. Southard. Now back to the basket is Purcell. They go down low. Purcell gets it back from Petz and lays it up and in. Nice ball movement there.
Petz can really run that offense, and he just gets the ball in the hands of their scorers in a great position to score.
Now on top of the key for Jackson, now down by 1. Glacier Peak back with the lead, and here is a shot on the way, no good by Liddell. It's a miss. Ian Wilgress will get it, and they'll reset the offense. Down low it goes to Manalo trying to dribble in. Looked like a travel, but he short arms the ball. It won't go, and Martin grabs the rebound.
Martin has played half of the 4th quarter and all this overtime with 4 fouls, but he's played very cleanly since.
And we're coming up on the halfway mark of this overtime period. Bo Burns goes to the corner to Petz, back to Burns, and the ball's going to be knocked away, and a steal here by Jackson.
Oltaki with 2 steals here in the overtime.
2 minutes to play in overtime 1. 56-54 the lead for for Glacier Peak. They're going to call an offensive foul on Jordan Brayson. Elevated, put it up and in, and knocked over the defender. It's a tough call, but that's going to be his first personal foul, 5th team foul.
Jump stop, straight up,
Yeah.
6-foot jumper. but you force it in there, and oftentimes you will get called for that charge.
So a minute 45 to play in overtime. 2-point lead for Glacier Peak. They can afford to take some time here. Petz down low, bounces it out to Seaver Southard at the right baseline. Back up again, it goes to Burns. Burns on top to Purcell. His fadeaway 16-footer will not go. And Otaki quickly comes out of there with the rebound for Jackson. Stop, pop from 15. Good!
There's that jump stop.
That's the one you wanted.
That's the one I wanted. Yep. That jump stop up with the jumper. Nice play by Otaki to tie it up again.
Seventh tie, it's 56-56. A minute 12 to play in overtime 1. 23 to shoot now for Glacier Peak. Seaver Southard starts the dribble, goes right side to Burns. Minute 2 to play in the game. 14 to shoot. Nearly falling out of bounds. Burns will get it. 3 rattles and won't go. And again, high in the air, grabbing the rebound is Martin. They'll reset the offense at a 56-56 tie. So they've got a shot clock here with 27 seconds to shoot. In the tie. Bounce pass in the corner, Martin. Martin down low to Petz at the low post, the shortest guy on the floor. Bounce pass to Southern. NBA 3 will not go. Petz tried to grab the rebound. They're going to say it was a push-off foul coming off the rebound. Well, they're going to say a push-off foul on Petz.
Yep, we're not yet in the 1-and-1, though. Still 5 personal fouls on each side.
That's his 3rd personal foul. And now Jackson can play for 1 shot. The shot clock is dead with 33.3 seconds to go. Out of bounds here for the Timberwolves. Shot clock is dead. 29 to shoot. Brysic brings it out of backcourt up the left side. Give it to Islam Oltaki. Now to Liddell. Liddell out between the circles. 20 seconds to go in overtime. Now to Wilgress. Wilgress starts the dribble to Brysic. Down to 15 seconds to go. Glacier Peak won't foul. We're down to 12, down to 10 seconds to go. Brysic with it. Will we give it to Manalo? No. Down to 7, down to 6. Knocks over the defender. Wilgress has it. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound is going to be grabbed down by Glacier Peak. OT2. Overtime period number 2.
Wow.
It was 54-54 at the end of regulation. 4 minutes played. 2 points each.
Great defense. Both these teams have played exceptional defense this entire ball game, and obviously no exception in the overtime period.
So let's take a break. 4 more minutes to play at least. 56-56 tie. Glacier Peak and Jackson. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball. Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3 and STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
You're watching STSPN.com.
Well, a couple of bonus panels here tonight at Jackson High School. Getting your money's worth tonight here. We're going to jump it up again as we get set for overtime number 2.
What could be better than a double overtime game between 2 natural rivals battling it out? This is really fun.
And they kind of go out there surreptitiously. I saw Brysic and Petz kind of high five a little bit, or low five anyway, like, hey, this is fun. This is why we're playing basketball.
Yep.
So here we go. Again, the opening tip is controlled by Glacier Peak. Bo Burns has it. Ball kicked. They're going to say it was kicked. I thought it went off his knee.
I thought it was a knee also.
So they're going to say Liddell kicked the ball. They're going to reset the shot clock now at 35 seconds, a 56-56 tie. They're going to inbound it here on the near sideline right in front of the Glacier Peak bench. And here we go. Inbounds here for Glacier Peak. It'll be Seaver Southard to Petz. To Southard. Over to Burns. Back to Southard again. They'll just kind of slow things down here. They've got to be getting tired. I'm tired. And we haven't moved a muscle here in the last hour and a half. Cross court. Burns. Open 3. He fell down. He's going to get 3 shots. Missed the 3. Got fouled in the act of shooting. And they're going to get Jordy Brysic for fouling him on a 3 ball that wasn't going to go.
Yeah, Brysic looks over at Coach Johnson and says, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, I know. Second personal on Jordy Brysic. 6th team foul. First free throw won't go. Bo Burns 56-56. It was 54-54 end of regulation. Both teams scored a deuce. That was it.
Burns is 0 for 3 from the line in the ball game.
Next one, 0 for 4 in the ball game. Well, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing after all. And right there, Bracich and Southard were kind of laughing out. Third time's a charm, and he puts it in. It's a 1-point lead for Glacier Peak. Full court pressure.
Going into that trapping zone look once again.
Bracich, ball goes out of bounds. He knew not to touch it. Southard had knocked it out of bounds. So it'll be a inbounds play in front court here for Jackson. Cross court, Petz was eyeing the ball, trying to get it from Manalo. 23 to shoot, 3:16 to play, OT2. Manalo splits a couple of defenders, kicks it out to Bracich. To Oltaki, now to Liddell. In the corner, Manalo elevates, shoots, and hits the three. Buries the three ball. And it's back out to a 2-point lead now for Jackson on their home floor. Short-arming the shot there is Justin Purcell. Missed it, and the shot up the floor we go. To Manalo, ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to be last touched by Martin.
Glacier Peak is lucky that Martin didn't pick up his 5th foul there.
Yeah, that was a
lot of contact under the board.
Yeah, I'm always joking about hockey. That's a slash in hockey into the boards, because he came up right behind him, but they're going to say he just touched it out of bounds. So I think Bracich saying, didn't he get fouled? Didn't he commit a foul? But he didn't. Inbounds here with 31 to shoot. Bracich at the baseline. Looking. Timeout called before he could get it inbounded, as Steve Johnson has to call a timeout. 2:50 to play in overtime number 2. 59-57, Jackson leading Glacier Peak. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380 and FM 95.3.
Remember the heat last spring and summer? GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric can add AC to most existing furnaces, and typically with a one-day install. From repairing electric or HVAC problems to installations, GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric is your Snohomish and North King County premier Lennox dealer. Contact GNS now for a free estimate and mention this ad to receive up to $1,700 in cash rebates when you purchase a Lennox air conditioning system. So why wait? 425-341-0759 or visit gsheating.com. Want the best? Call GNS.
Second overtime. They've got the 6th period up on the scoreboard here at Jackson. Out of bounds for Jackson at the baseline. On the inbounds with 31 to shoot. Looking on the inbounds goes to Manalo. Hit a huge three a couple of moments ago. He gets it here. Splits the defender, goes in, fouled on the way in. On the floor, they say, Justin Purcell commits a foul. That'll be a common foul, and that will put them, I believe, at 6 team fouls. So Purcell picks up the foul, his 3rd, and the 6th team foul. Out of bounds, baseline for Bracich. Will throw it in to Liddell. I don't think Liddell knew it was coming to him. He just barely turned around before that ball arrived. Oltaki at the left wing, looking down low, still looking. Give it off to Liddell. He's a sophomore out there in a pressure-packed situation. Over goes to Bracich again. Now to Manalo. Nearly lost the handle on him. Manalo reloads, goes in, lays it up, and puts it in. He scooped it underneath, underhand, and makes it a 4-point lead, 61-57. Now here's Southern. Cross court to Petz. Petz looking. They're looking for Martin down low. He's been the hot hand all night long. Got it deep in the corner, but Oltaki's right out on him. As they swing it around, ball knocked out of bounds by Manalo. They were looking for Burns. He was wide open, but luckily Manalo was there to knock the ball out of bounds. So from the near sideline, right in front of the Glacier Peak bench with 17 to shoot, inbounds here for Glacier Peak. Give it to Petz. Underhands it back out to Martin. Shot on the way for Martin. Rattles off the back, no good. Kept alive there by Oltaki, and it's going to be grabbed down by Liddell, and here comes Jackson with a 4-point lead. Inside 2 minutes to play in the second overtime. Wilgress, clear lane to the hoop, and lays it up and in.
That was a heads-up play. Saw a little avenue there. Glacier Peak was not expecting them to do that.
Elevating for a three is Martin. Holy buckets. As Martin just with ice water in his veins. By the way, timeout called here by Glacier Peak. Martin with ice water just drained that three in the corner.
I believe that's 35, 34, 35.
I think it's 35. Didn't he have 32?
Yeah, 35 points for Martin.
And down by 3, 63-60. Minute 36 to play. The possession arrow for the game reset favors Jackson. Both teams at 6 team fouls, so both teams now will go to the bonus on the next foul.
And Jackson playing really smart there. Glacier Peak has some people in foul trouble. They're slashing to the hole. They're going to try to draw the foul, or in those last 2 situations, no one picked them up. And so, yeah, obviously, Parker Manalo just putting Jackson on his shoulders here in the fourth quarter and overtimes.
With Todd Elvig back here for STSPN, you got enough tape? In the old days, it was tape. Nowadays, I think it's gigabytes. So here we go. Out of bounds for the Jackson Timberwolves after the shot. Jackson will throw it in.
Glacier Peak, 2-1-2 full court press.
Liddell will throw it in. Give it to Manalo. Manalo in back court. Up the floor it goes. Bracich into front court. Long cross-court pass to Liddell. Liddell finds Manalo fouled by Petz.
And that'll be a 1-and-1 now.
1-and-1 here the rest of the way for both teams on the reach-in foul by Austin Petz. And for Petz, that will be his 4th personal foul and the 7th team foul. And free throw here for Parker Manalo. The lead is 3 for Jackson. Minute 27 to play. First free throw is good. That was almost an Osahor too. It was kind of flat.
Yeah, well, you can see that it's
just barely getting there.
Yep, yeah. But he's got 6 points in this second overtime.
Next free throw won't go. 23 points overall and a 4-point lead for Jackson. A minute 22 to play in the game. Jackson with the Glacier Peak with the basketball. To Southern, to Petz. Way out of the right wing.
They better know where Martin is.
Here's a turnaround jumper for Burns. Offside of the iron, no good. Kept alive. They're going to say the foul is going to be here on Burns, I think, as he was battling Bracich, trying to grab the basketball and trying to grab the rebound. And it will be on Bo Burns, his 2nd personal foul. 8th team foul and free throw here for Jordy Bracich. Minute 8 to play.
Very important to knock down these free throws.
So it's a 2-possession game now, or fouled on a 3. First free throw for Bracich will not go. That's the only one he'll get. It's a 4-point lead. Glacier Peak has the basketball, down by 4. 1 minute to play in the second overtime. Petz open 3, no good. Old Tucky grabs the rebound. Looks to outlet it, and instead he just says, I'll dribble it out of backcourt. He does. Slaloms his way through a couple of defenders, out to Wilgress, who is dangerously close to the midcourt stripe, and then a foul called. Bracich goes back to the free throw line. That's going to be it for Austin Petz.
He had to do it.
Yeah.
But they lose their floor leader on a 5th personal foul.
This is the reason they play the games. You don't just do it on paper and on stats. What a game tonight here.
What great composure by both squads here tonight, but particularly Jackson. I thought once it got to overtime, things might get away from them, but no, they have just played steady, very mature.
Jordan Bracich, first free throw is good. That makes it a 5-point lead with 45.6 seconds to go in the second overtime. I think Steve Johnson may be going to call a timeout here. Next free throw is going to be good. No, he's not. He's just going to call the defense. It's a 6-point lead, so a 2-possession game with 43 seconds to go. 35 on the shot clock. Southern goes deep in the left-hand corner to Evan Manis, who's in the ball game for the first time. He had to take the place of Petz. Here's a 3. Rattles out, no good by Martin deep in the corner. Manalo grabs the rebound. They're trying to foul him. They finally will. As going through there, Evan Manis but just about committed an axe murder under there. Manalo. And he's getting a stern talking to by the official. I think just the way, of course, I just heard a fan behind me call the foul before all that happens. You're sitting there hacking on the guy.
Yeah, so he's just getting a warning for elbows.
Yeah. So Parker Manalo will go to the free throw line. 66-60. 29 seconds to play in the game. Parker Manalo makes it. Short arms the first one.
Got to make one. That'll make it a 3-possession game.
And Manalo will get the next one here. On the way, missed them both.
Oh, wow.
Martin brings it out of backcourt. Down to 26 seconds to go. A 6-point lead. They'll elevate for 3. Martin will. It's going to be an air ball. No good. Otake grabs another rebound. He's double teamed. Bodies on the floor. You know, blow the whistle if you know there's going to be a foul. If both bodies go to the floor, it's going to be Bo Burns is down there. Otake is going to go to the free throw line at the other end of the floor.
Boy, Glacier Peak, they shot so well for a long time, but these last few times down the floor, just not being able to put the ball in the hole. Again, they're in a double bonus. Otake needs to nail down one of these.
You said that the last time. This time for sure. And the first one is good.
And he does hit it.
67-60. Jackson equals their biggest lead of this contest.
And I think you have to say that Parker Manalo is our player of the game here.
Yeah.
We probably won't talk to him because he's sick.
Yeah.
But he's our player of the game.
So we will have a 3 on the way on the other end. Good! No time. Oh, yes, there will be a timeout as that 3 is good by Bo Burns. Hold on. 10.4 seconds to go. 68-63.
Reggie Williams.
So let's we're going to give it to Parker Manalo, but since he's been ill and just he needs to go and cough his guts out, we'll grab Hunter Johnson.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him.
Yeah.
Just about his teammates and his role and everything. So we will do that.
Coming up immediately after here, our player of the game. And right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Swinomish County Western Conference Basketball, Fox Sports 1380.
STSPN.com.
So Glacier Peak has no timeouts remaining, so they have to get the ball inbounded. The lead is 5 points at 68-63. Jackson is drawing up the play.
They just need to inbound the ball, draw the foul, and then hit a free throw or two. Looks pretty good with 10 seconds left, but you never know. They cannot afford a steal and a three-pointer here for Glacier Peak. So
you got to know where Martin is.
Have to be able to inbound the ball.
Liddell will throw it in. Looking, he does. Otake gets fouled, hammered in backcourt there by Justin Purcell. What we said in the first half, if you're going to foul, make it count. And it will. Otake, they're going to drop everybody back off and put Otake there all by his lonesome. 4th personal foul. And here comes, with 8.8 seconds to go, Islim Otake will be at the free throw line. First free throw, good. And we're going to have a timeout called here. Steve Johnson has a timeout. Yeah, let's call one more timeout, he says. And with a 69-63 lead with 8.8 seconds to go. And on our radio postgame show, we'll talk about it. But for the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, probably there's no such thing as they say as a good loss, but this could be a good loss, maybe a little wake-up call.
Well, it can be, yeah. Going in, they've pretty much had their way with the Wesco foray, and just for them to kind of regroup and realize that they have to play at the top of the game, although you have to say that they really have played at the top of their game. It's just Jackson has played out of their minds here tonight.
Monroe beats Lake Stevens 77-66 in overtime tonight. Newhouse 34 points to lead a miracle comeback, it says on Twitter from Neil Henderson, our friend Neil.
We believe Neil.
I do believe Neil. So that game over at Monroe High School. So free throw here for Islim Otake. We're coming to the end of the second overtime. Free throw, good. 70-63. Just let him shoot. It will be a shot that's going to be a 3. That's going to be a miss there. And they're going to kick it back out for another 3. That will go. Are they going to count it? They're going to say no basket. And that is it. End of the second overtime period. And the Jackson Timberwolves, and Bill, you have to call it an upset. 70-63 over the Jackson Timberwolves over the Glacier Peak Grizzlies.
Jackson coming in at 4-5 in league, 9-0 for Glacier Peak. And the poise that they had throughout the ball game, Glacier Peak had that one little run where they went up by 5 and it looked like they were going to take away. Jackson came back, and then Glacier Peak, forces overtime with the 3. They didn't fold there, and they just hung in there, and then they were the team that had more poise at the end of the game.
Okay, we're going to wire up our we're going to put Hunter Johnson on. We're going to get it so we get a microphone in front of his face, and we're going to bring Hunter Johnson on with us, and we'll put him up. And that was a good ball game.
That was a good ball game.
Congratulations. Well, thought coming in, it looked like you guys wanted to have a little, especially coming in after halftime, a little more low post presence. They got you the ball, and you really kind of kick-started things going there in the second half, got a couple of hoops and some rebounds. Talk about what you discussed at halftime in the locker room.
Oh, well, we thought we were getting just settling for too many outside shots, or we thought we'd get inside to meet more generating more offense and more open baskets. Because the shots we're taking in the first half were way contested, weren't good shots. So we want to get inside more.
And we're kind of going cold players of the game, but I know Parker is sick. He was coughing every time up and down the floor.
Yeah, we weren't sure if he was going to come to school today. Him and Ian Wilgers, we weren't sure if they were coming to school today, but we're glad they did, obviously.
You did, and talk about their game. Talk about Parker there in that second overtime and what he was able to do.
Based on the first half, I know he was sick. I wasn't sure how ready he'd be, but he stepped it up. Big ups to him. He's a tough kid.
So, well, very good. Congratulations. That was a huge. We're calling it an upset. And I think you have to call it an upset, don't you?
And we don't think so, but based on their record, yeah, I would call it an upset. But we expected them to win this game. We came out hard. After last loss to them, that was unacceptable. We need to come out and win this game.
I talked to your dad a little bit in the pregame show about what it's like to coach his son. What's it like to play for your dad?
At first, last year was kind of weird. The dynamic at home was kind of weird, after games and whatnot. I don't really know what to call him on the court. I don't know what to call him dad, coach. But, we've gotten used to it. We're having fun with it.
That's awesome.
Tonight, ice cream on the way home, by the way.
I hope so.
There you go. Double overtime win. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
That's our player of the game. We're going to do co-players of the game with Parker Manalo. We'll get a picture with